Hey, Brad, what's that you're working on?
It's an intelligence test.
What's an intelligence test?
I'll tell you.
John Harris. John Harris. John Harris.
Science rules.
John Harris.
Inertia is a property of matter.
John Harris. John Harris.
The first test developed to measure intelligence was designed by two Frenchmen, Alfred Binet and Theodore Simon. France. Oh. The first Binet-Simon test consisted of 30 tests, each increasing in difficulty.
Knowledge is power.
At Stanford University in 1916, L.M. Terman had a new version of the test. This is where IQ, or intelligence quotient, first started.
Oh, this will be easier if I could use my torso.
The test measures verbal reasoning, abstract visual reasoning, quantitative reasoning, and short-term memory.
That's cool.
The most commonly used individual test of intelligence for adults is the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale, 3rd edition. Originally developed in the late 1930s by psychologist David Wechsler, the Stanford Binet emphasizes verbal skills, but Wechsler believed adult intelligence consists more of the ability to handle life situations than to solve verbal and abstract problems. The Wechsler test tests things like pattern skills. Hey Alex, which one of these things doesn't belong? I don't think so. The scoring system for this test is a little more complex. Subjects can earn different points for different questions, and they can also earn extra points on some questions.
That's rad.
Group tests were designed so that a single examiner could not influence the performance of a single subject. Performance and culture fair tests were designed for people who can't speak English so they could also have their IQ tested, like this guy.
Psychology is awesome.
Scientists of the 21st century tried to link brain size and brain activity to good performance on the test, but that proved to be insignificant. What makes a good test? The first thing is reliability. By reliability, psychologists mean the dependability and consistency of the scores that a test yields. How do we know whether a test is reliable? The simplest way to find out is to give a test to a group and then after a short time to give the same people the same test again. If they obtain similar scores each time, the test is said to have high test-retest reliability.
Whoa, that's pretty sick.
But wait, how do we know that people don't remember the answers from the first test and put them on the second test? I'll explain after this shot. To avoid this possibility, psychologists prefer to give two equivalent tests, both designed to measure the same thing. If people score the same on both forms, the tests are considered reliable.
What else makes a good test, John?
Validity.
John?
Validity. Validity measures whether or not a test actually measures what it's supposed to measure.
There are two types of validity: content validity and criterion-related validity. If a test is content valid, it contains a variety of questions. And if a test has criterion-related validity, that means that it matches up to other intelligence tests, like grades in school.
IQ tests are really cool if you take them. Stanford Binet are the people who make them. If you score 100, you have an average IQ. Well, that's all we have for this week. Tune in next week for...
Keep shaking, science guy. The sapphires will fall to the bottom.
See you next week.
Produced in association with the National Science Foundation.
Quantitative reasoning and short-term memory.
I started laughing. You guys
Basic point values for different questions. They're identity tested.
identity test. It's called the DNA.
There's a couple other questions.
Yo, treat. I got you.
Oh, condition!
What?
Condition!
It's an intelligence test.
What's that?
This was
stupid.